there, Leo, and welcome to your November 2020 Past, Present, and Future Love Reading with Queen of Vibes Tarot. I want to welcome you guys to my channel, whether it's your first time or you return viewer subscriber. Hopefully this message will be helpful and healing to you in some way. If you have any questions about this reading, how to obtain a personal reading, or how to bless or donate to my channel, all my information is in the description bar below. Okay? So, let's go ahead and let's get into it. This reading is for couples or singles. Okay, so if there's a message here for you, you're going to receive it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with your past energy. We've got Judgment. We've got the Chariot. And the Two of Swords. So, Leo, some of you had to make a decision between possibly two people. One could have been a Scorpio, one could have been a Cancer. If that wasn't a decision, then some of you maybe had a decision between a family or leaving your family, okay? Like some of you maybe felt like it was time to move on from someone that you might have had a family or children with, okay? For others of you, though, it's like the trumpet sounded. The Judgment card is the trumpet. The Judgment card is here when it's time to make a major decision or when a major revelation has been made, okay? So some of you had a revelation about the direction of your love life or about what you needed to do to take control of your love life, okay? But the thing is that you were not ready to make this decision with this Two of Swords. So what happens when we don't make decisions? Well, sometimes life decides for us, okay? Sometimes other people, we allow other people to make decisions because we're not sure. So some of you, I'm looking at the general energy of this spread. So for those of you who are in a relationship, you may be in a relationship with someone who's a much more dominant or has a much more dominant personality. Or, yeah, okay, I'm going to go with this. This is going to resonate for some, not everyone, okay? So just hold on. You may be in a relationship with someone that has a very dominant, controlling personality, okay? And so even though you know that there are certain moves and decisions that you need to make in your love life, this other person is always making the decisions, or you're always conceding to this other person, but then you wind up feeling like you're in situations in a relationship that you may want to leave. Some of you are not leaving this relationship because you have children with this person, or you feel like this is a destiny or a fated situation, but really it's very codependent. It's very up and down because one minute things are very passionate and then the next minute things are very argumentative. I'm just looking at the overall energy, and the picture that I'm seeing here is that some of you, either you may be this dominant personality and then you take on too much in the relationship, and then you feel burdened because you're driving the bus all the time. You're making all of the decisions, and then sometimes you worry if you made the right choice. You worry if you're leading your partner in the relationship in the right direction. Okay, and sometimes it feels like a lot because the weight of the world is on your shoulder, but it's because you're just taking control all the time and you won't allow your partner to balance, to share and shoulder the weight of the relationship. Okay, so now for those of you who are single, you are struggling with your identity. You're struggling with your confidence. You're struggling with your courage, okay? Because of something that possibly happened. For some of you, this is a breakup. Some of you had a revelation that you needed to move away from someone, and it was a very difficult decision for you to make. You didn't want to make it. Some of you realize that you need to take control of a situation, but you're stalling. And so now, in the current energy, we've got the Nine of Wands, the Hermit, the Emperor, and the Ten of Wands. So we got the Nine of Swords, not the Nine of Wands if I said Wands. Nine of Swords, the Emperor, and the Ten of Wands. So the Nine of Swords means that for some reason you think things are worse than they appear. Okay, it's like things like a rearview mirror. Things in this mirror are closer than they appear. Well, for you, it's the opposite. You feel like things are bad and you're overthinking and you're worrying, but it's really not as bad as you think. Whenever we see the Nine of Swords, it's some type of self-inflicted anxiety. Okay, you're giving yourself anxiety unnecessarily. Some of you, it could be anxiety over picking up the slack and taking the lead. For some of you, this is a relationship where somebody needs to step in. Both of you are just kind of going with the flow. Oh, let's just see where it goes, and then not liking where it goes. So it's like, okay, well, somebody take the reins. You're having anxiety over doing that because maybe you have other responsibilities like work and family and kids and things, and you really don't want the burden of driving the boat in a relationship or driving the bus, because that's what I said before. Others of you are stressed out because you, as much as you don't want the burden, you don't want nobody controlling you. You're a Leo. Who's controlling you? Who's going to tell you what to do? Some of you may be dealing with an Aries, okay? And this Aries is making you feel very stressed out because of whatever reason. For some of you, the stress isn't necessarily from the relationship, but you haven't explained to your partner that work is rough right now, or work is beating you up, and that's why you're not getting any rest, or that's why you're up late nights, and that's what's causing. It's like some of you have to choose between working and a relationship, or you feel like you have to choose between working and a relationship, when all you really need to do is just talk to your partner and let them know. For those of you who are single, I feel like for some of you, you are stressed because you spend so much time focusing on work. Maybe some of you are entrepreneurs and you have your own business, and you spend so much time, you don't have time to date. You don't have time for a relationship, but you want a relationship. You want to meet someone. So it's like, well, what do I do? And it's like, well, you may need to delegate some responsibilities at work. You may need to allow someone to step in and help you to free up that time. Sometimes it's just about your focus. Okay, well, how much time are you spending focusing on this? Is there anywhere that you can cut back and give some more time back to yourself and your social life? All right. If you are single, you may have some issues. You may be getting some pressure from a parent, depending on your age or your responsibilities. Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities and family obligations. Okay. But let's go ahead and see. This is all moving towards the King of Wands, the Strength card, and the Devil. Womp, womp, womp. So I'm picking up codependency vibes. I'm picking up a lot of passion. I'm picking up someone who's got this really charming, go-getter, aggressive type of personality. But again, we've got to be careful of relationships based on money, relationship based on looks, those shallow relationships based on material wealth. I'm with this person because of what they got. They got some money. All right. The Devil, though, is also codependency. And some of you, this is the theme that you have been stressed out because some of you are afraid to leave a relationship because of the fact that this person is really taking care of you. Okay. And if they're not like 100% taking care of you, they take care of a lot. Okay. They pay a lot. They take care of a lot. And, but for whatever reason, there's still a burden here. It still feels like a struggle. It still causes you stress. And for some of you, it's because there is a very passionate connection here, but there may not be a lot of understanding. And so now, Leo, you're at that place where you're like, yeah, I've got these feelings for this person and I've got this passion for this person, but you recognize where, there's really not much of a foundation, or you're realizing that you're doing all the heavy lifting as far as carrying the emotional burden of the relationship. This person doesn't necessarily express their emotions. Like the emperor isn't very expressive emotionally. Okay, he'll be there and he'll be passionate and he'll be a provider and he'll take the lead and he'll take charge, but he doesn't necessarily wear his heart on his sleeve, and he's not the most expressive. He's not Pepe Le Pew out here. He's not going to tell you, oh, how much he loves you and how beautiful you are, but he'll pay all your bills, you know? So some of you, it's like you want that romance. You know, some of you are going to meet someone who has that energy, and it's going to cause some type of conflict, and it's really going to expose to you, for those of you who are in a relationship for, you know, specific reasons. Okay, it's really going to highlight the fact that, damn, I'm only with this person. Like, if this person wasn't taking care of everything, would I still want to be with them? You know, and I'm not saying you're a gold digger, but you know, like some of you, it's human nature. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, you know, you're conniving or whatever, but if you've been with somebody for a long time, sometimes we get comfortable, especially when someone else is taking certain responsibilities off of us. So maybe this person is carrying the burden. Maybe this emperor person is carrying the burden of the responsibilities and the bills and stuff, and you're stressed out because you're not sure if you can do that on your own. So for some of you, this is about in the future, right? Gaining the confidence and the courage and having the strength to detach from this person, on that you have this codependent relationship with. Okay, some of you, this could be a partner. Some of you have a codependent relationship with a parent. Okay, some of you have a codependent relationship with a parent, and it's interfering in your romantic life, whether you're in a relationship or not. So that's going to resonate with some. So what I'm seeing here is Leo. It's one of two things. Some of you are stressed because you know you need to take more control of your love life or your relationship, okay? Others of you are stressed because you've been too controlling in your love life and your relationship, and you're starting to feel a little bad, and you're starting to feel a little worn out because you've been doing a little too much. You're doing too much. What does this other person do? So going forward in the future, it's about a more balanced relationship. Okay, strength is here to teach us that we need to balance, but also, you know, what needs to be balanced is the devil. So some of you it's addiction, some of you it could be sex, others of you it could be codependency, some of you are just going to realize how toxic a situation is. You know, some of you may be in a really toxic relationship right now where there's a lot of power struggles, or where one person is being very controlling. Okay, so in the future, that's something that you're going to have to deal with. Like, you may not want to deal with it now. You didn't want to deal with it in the past, and you're losing sleep thinking about it. But until you take some action, you're going to still be dealing with this. Whether it's a relationship or whether it's a thing that you take with you from relationship to relationship, okay? It has to be dealt with. You can't ignore it, you know? You're losing sleep. So there is no point to try to ignore it. Now it's just, okay, well, how do I do this? How do I focus on this and take care and handle it? And, you know, some of you, this over controlling, whether you attract that partner, if that's your energy, that is a burden, you know? So let's see what the romance angels have to say for my Leos. Can I get 3 cards for Leo from the romance angels? Like, I'm feeling a level of anxiety. You know, I feel the anxiety, my jaw's tight, teeth grinding, chest feels like I feel it. But, you know, whatever it is a decision. You know, you've known this for a while. You've got the Judgment card in the past. So, you know, you've been shown what you need to do. You know what you need to do. And every day that you don't do it, you're getting a little bit more and more stressed out. One more card for Leo, please. Oh. Okay. We've got free yourself, true love, and wedding. Okay. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your love life. You guys, you see me shuffling. You see I pick cards that fly out of the deck, okay? I don't pre-select the cards. I take what flies out. Take back control of your love life. That's what you were guided to do. You've been guided to do this from the past, okay? Whether it's the recent past or you just always have known that you need to take control, but for whatever reason, you don't want to. But now this is the time, because if you don't take control, you wind up in a situation where either you've got a lot of burdens, love feels stressful when it shouldn't, or you wind up in a situation where it's codependent, okay? True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So some of you, like I said, you're making things out to be worse than they are, because I feel like you're in a situation with someone who would understand you if you would just communicate what it is that you were afraid of. For those of you who are in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, once you address not even just control, but what direction you want your love life to go in, then you'll meet your true love. It's like you have to decide where you want to go. If you don't want to make any decisions about your love life, how are you going to get what you want? All right, and then we have wedding. This situation involves marriage, okay? Some of you are losing sleep over someone that's already married. And you need to be careful, because if you allow this person to come in, I feel like some of you, there's an emperor. He's already married, but he wants to do for you. He's like willing to pay your bills. He's willing to help you with whatever burdens that you have. But be careful, because you're very attracted to this person. They're very attracted to you. And you're going to wind up in a codependent situation if you allow this person to continue. And that's why you're losing sleep, because you already know. Some of you. So that's a storyline that's going to resonate with somebody. Not everybody. But some of you, or knowing that you're walking into the devil's mouth. You know what you're doing. And that's why you're losing sleep. Others of you may be single, and going forward, once you get your confidence up, once you take back control and you decide what direction you want your love life to go in, you may have the choice between a Leo and a Capricorn in the future. Okay, but if not, you still have to be careful that all of that hot, sexy, sexual energy don't get you tied up to the wrong person. Okay, because there's somebody who is they're really gonna put it on you, or there's somebody that you have a really intense sexual connection with. But don't get caught up, Leo. Please don't be out here getting caught up. Be careful. All right, guys. Don't act like you don't see. Because you already know where that gets you. Okay, so be mindful. All right, guys, that has been your reading. All right, hopefully this was insightful. If this was, or if it resonated with you in any way, please be sure to like the video and leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. If you have any questions, like I said, you can either ask me in the comments or you can email me. My information is in the description bar below. Thanks, guys. I'll see you at the next reading. Bye, Leo.